everyone, this is Alyssa of The Life of an Aspie. I know it's been forever since I made a video, but here I am. I have a new phone, so I have a nicer camera on it, which I've always wanted on a phone since I take a bajillion pictures and videos of everything, including like stock footage stuff, and can't take good stock footage with a crappy camera on like, a $50 phone, so yeah, so I hope to improve my driving setup here. I'm driving because I'm doing some UberEats deliveries, and I just got started today. I've been doing these deliveries for a long time. I just started today's deliveries just now, so I'm on my way to the first restaurant. And hi. I'm trying to think of what to talk about because it has been a while. Well, let me think. Oh, I need some tea. My throat is dying. Ah! So something I have realized from working, because as some of you might know, I'm on the autism spectrum and have some limitations that make it rather difficult to work. At least full time, and there are certain jobs that I can't work due to sensory issues, like things being too bright and loud and stuff like that. I will shut down, and so yeah, I haven't worked for many years after I graduated from college. I wonder how many college students, whether they're on the spectrum or not, actually go through that, after they have graduated. Either they're looking for a job or they get too depressed to find a job. I was in the latter category. I was too depressed to find a job. I was mostly worried because I was living on government benefits, and I thought I'm not going to be able to work, because if I work they will take that out of my money, and I would it didn't give me much motivation to work. But I learned that it's not as bad as I thought it was. So I actually am able to support myself better if I'm working part-time and getting government benefits versus just trying to live off the government benefits. I also realized that it feels nice to work. I feel like I have a little more confidence. I don't worry as much that I'm going to be living on the street or something. I still sometimes prepare in my head. I prepare for the possibility of living on the street at some point. Thinking, where could I go if I was homeless and needed to be warm and stuff, and thinking of different buildings that'll be open at different times and stuff like that. That's probably a little too far. I think I'll be okay. I just reminds me of there was this fortune I got from a fortune cookie that said, hope for the best but prepare for the worst. So I guess that's my way of doing that, preparing for being utterly homeless, which I hope doesn't happen. So also sorry for the shaking of the video. I need to get a better GPS holder thing. It's kind of annoying. So what else? I've been wanting to make more videos on Asperger's. The thing is with me is I have to be thinking about a topic a lot. Inspiration has to hit me to to be thinking about a topic and want to talk about a topic, because then the information's already going through my head. If you set me in front of a camera and you ask me, hey Lissa, tell me about Asperger's and anxiety, for instance, I will probably struggle to think of what to say because my brain hasn't been rehearsing it for me. So the other day I actually did think about a topic. It was Asperger's and anxiety, and well, not Asperger's, actually it was anxiety and identity, how whether, kind of a debate whether your anxiety kind of is part of your personality or if it's just a thing in your life that comes and goes. And I think I was, dang it, now I'm thinking about that topic. I might as well talk about it. Yeah, So that anxiety thing, because for the longest time, I thought about how mental illness affects my experience of life. And I, just so you know, I don't consider autism a mental illness. It's got some downsides for sure, but it's kind of the way my brain is wired. But like things like anxiety, depression, OCD, PTSD, those I consider mental illnesses. And I've been thinking about how do those things like affect who I am as a person. Like, I feel like we've kind of talked about, like, in, our society and YouTube in general, we've talked about, like, how autism can be, like, pretty much a part of your identity. Some people say, oh, it's just a disorder and, we have to fight our autism or something. And some people say, no, it's a part of who we are and we should embrace it. And I'm kind of not really, my stance is like, whoa, it's very snowy. My stance is that it's, how do I put it? I don't want to call autism a disorder. I want to call it a, like, neurodivergence. But at the same time, the risk that comes with that is not being able to, like, get help because people are like, oh, you're just different. You're not disabled or have a disorder or whatever. It's like, no, actually, my autism can be disabling too. So we'll leave that debate for later. But with the mental illness stuff, like, I've noticed that me having anxiety and OCD and certain specific issues has made me more empathetic towards people who also have that, and made me more, I guess, notice people who might have the same thing. Like, I'll notice people who come across as anxious or uncomfortable, or like someone who looks different in general. I will notice them first before noticing anybody else. And I wonder, is that just part of my personality, or is it just a result of me having the mental illnesses? Could be a bit of both. I don't know. Yeah, I don't actually remember everything that I wanted to talk about on that topic, so I'm just going to move on because I don't want to, like, be stumbling over my words trying to figure it out. So what else is going on with Alyssa? Well, right now my windows are fogging up, and I can't seem to get them to stop it. Damn it. Oh, so, I've been trying to do these deliveries, like, the way that UberEats works is, like, you get paid a certain amount, like, certain times of the day. Well, not a certain amount, but it's like, certain times of the day are more profitable than others. Let me put it that way. The amount that I actually make really depends on, like, the distance between the restaurant and the customer, and lots of other factors. But I get paid more on weekends, and I get paid more in harsh weather conditions, which it is right now. It's, like, really snowy. And so, like, Uber Eats will send out texts saying, hey, you get some bonuses if you go out in this horrendous weather because nobody wants to go pick up food. So that's kind of what I'm doing. So now I've gotten quite used to snowstorms and things like that, like we've been having lately. And it's a lot of fun, I guess. I was telling a friend of mine yesterday that there was this meme that I came across a while back, and this kind of reminds me of my life right now. Where it shows, top portion shows, like, it's like, southern half of the United States. There's like a little bit of snow, and they say, okay, let's cancel school and everything. And then the second picture is like a car that has so much snow piled on it, it's ridiculous, and it's like in the middle of a snowstorm, and the text says, okay, let's go to work. Yeah, that's kind of what it feels like. It's like, yeah, this is just a normal day in Alaska, even though I'm not in Alaska, I'm in Illinois. But yeah, Illinois weather is very crazy. It's like super hot and humid in the summer, and well, not super hot. I mean, there are places that are certainly hotter in the U.S., but it's quite humid, at least in the summer. And then in the winter, it's like, it depends on whether, sometimes we don't get as much snow as other times, but like when we get snow, we really get snow. There's a lot of snow, a lot of ice. And I remember when I was going to college and I was walking to my class one day with a friend of mine, I like slipped on ice and hit my head. That was fun. Actually, that wasn't fun. I was freaked out a little bit. I got a concussion, but I was okay. Weirdly enough, I think I had a slight personality change after that, but it was a positive one. I became more zen and like I could achieve a zen state more easily for some reason. That was weird. So, wow, this route is taking a long time. Or maybe my sense of time is just skewed. So, yeah, that wasn't fun. And I have like the same kind of boots that I had in college, because they're the only types of boots that are comfortable for my feet, because I have weird feet. Like, I find a lot of women's boots really, really uncomfortable, except for ones that are like, 2 times bigger than my actual shoe size. And they're like usually these like suede fluffy ones. Well, they're like fluffy on the inside, suede on the outside. Not very good insulation and not very much tread on the bottom. So they're very slippery to like walk around with in the snow. And I was like, when the weather started getting bad, when I was going on these deliveries, I was like super careful. I did slip once and I fell on my butt and that hurt. But I was glad I fell on my butt and not on my head, and that the fall wasn't too bad. But I decided then, okay, I need to get something to put on the bottom of my boots so this doesn't happen. So I bought like these attachments that add some tread, and so I won't slip on ice, so I don't have to be terrified for my life. That's handy. What else is new? I don't know. I have this issue with information prioritizing, where if you ask me about my life, I'll be like, I don't know what to start with. I really don't know what to talk about. So like the same thing goes for like recalling conversations, and like when I'm in a conversation with someone, like if I'm getting to know someone, I don't always know what questions to ask. Like, and I didn't even realize that there was something different about the way I had conversations until like I think my mom asked me, like I would be talking to a friend, have a conversation, I'd be telling my mom about that friend, and she'll ask like, oh, where did they go to school, or like, where are they from, or like, just very broad questions that you might ask someone as you're getting to know them. And I realized I never had asked questions like that. Like, I'd be like, oh, I don't know. I know what their favorite color is and what they would do in the situation if like rubber ducks fell from the sky, and like stupid stuff like that. I don't know. Like, what's high priority information here? What do I really need to know about someone? And that's always fun. I wonder if that's like an Asperger's thing, like just not knowing what to ask and like what you should know about someone or shouldn't know. I'm also not very good at trying to figure out like someone's intentions, which is like kind of annoying, because that kind of don't want to talk about this man. I don't want to be seen as like naive. I can still like figure people out. It's just like I need to remind myself to like consciously ask them questions to like figure out like, does this person have good intentions or not so good intentions? And yeah, so that's very interesting. So this is the way that I talk naturally when I'm not planning a video. I don't really have much else to say, I guess. So I'm just gonna leave it here, because otherwise I'm just gonna be blabbing about nothing. You know what? Let's just blab about nothing anyway. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Nada. We're in a black hole of nothing. Hence why I'm clearly in this car and there's light and snow and... Oh, wait, no. Never mind. We're on Earth. Yay, I'm on Earth. Okay. You're on Earth, too. Unless maybe Earth is a simulation. But let's not get into that. You're not ready for this. Okay. Bye, guys.